y'all. Welcome to the Honest to Goodness podcast,
where we give you our honest opinions
on good entertainment. I'm Morgan.
I'm Kerri.
I'm Nicole. And without further ado,
here's today's episode.
We hope you enjoy. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Honest to Goodness podcast. Today, we are chatting about When Calls the Heart, Season 11, Episode 5, Stronger Together.
Hi.
Hi.
Y'all finally get to meet my fluffers.
Oh, so cute.
So this is Precious. They're about 7 months old now.
Oh,
so she'll go berserk here in a few minutes when my husband gets home, but right now she's being a little clingy and not wanting to be left outside the room while I record. So she kept pawing at the door. I'm like, I don't have the heart to say no to that little face right now. Anyway, but yes, I'm so excited and huge news.
Season 12!
An even dozen. Congratulations to all of the cast and crew, and to the Hardys, because let's face it, this would not be possible without them as well.
No. Yes. Woo, woo, woo. What other show has 12 seasons?
Ooh, not that many, comparatively speaking, but yeah. So last time we were missing Nicole. Tonight we are missing Morgan, who was supposed to record and then had something family come up last minute that she had to take care of. So we miss you, Morgan. But
yes, we miss you.
Yeah, it was actually questionable if I was going to get to record tonight because I've got stuff going on as well. But we're here. We're good.
Yeah, so excited. I think before we get into the episode, I think it's possible When Calls the Heart could go just as long as Heartland, maybe.
I think it's a definite possibility, yeah.
And they're in their 17th season right now. Or no, I think an 18th was announced, but I think 17 is currently airing on Up Faith and Family, their streaming app.
Right.
Or Up TV's streaming app is what I mean.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, quick plug, and I still have to arrange some interviews, but the Mayberry Man stuff y'all see behind me, the Mayberry Man series will be coming out on Up Faith and Family on May the 30th, and I got to work in it, and
exciting.
You might even see me on screen a couple of times.
That's so exciting. I'll have to check it out. I can't wait to see it because I still haven't watched it or had a chance to watch it. But the episode, what were your hot takes, I guess, on the episode before we really delve into episode 5?
To sum up, to say I squealed would be an understatement. Oh my word. It was so good. I love the fact that we had the conversation. First of all, okay, we have said this how many times. Lindsay is fixing
everything.
And I love it so much. She is redeeming this show. And I absolutely love it. But I love the fact that we got the conversation between Lucas and Elizabeth when he tells her, if you have the chance to have that great love, jump into it with both feet.
Yeah.
I love the fact that we see him have the conversation with Nathan of, that I would rather have her as a friend than not have her in my life at all.
And I'm sure we'll chat about that. Later.
And then we get to see the chat between, okay, was it this episode or is it still a preview? Oh, I think it was this episode between Rosemary and Elizabeth. Okay,
it was this episode.
It's been a crazy week, so my brain is not working properly. But yeah, it was this episode. We saw that conversation between Rosemary and Elizabeth. We saw the conversation between Allie and Nathan.
Yeah.
And so I think there were just so many within this episode.
Yeah. So for me, I really did enjoy the episode, but I think it might have been a little too heavy on the political and resort storyline, but I still enjoyed it and all the Nathan and Elizabeth scenes.
Oh, absolutely. Sorry, my husband is like pulling up at home. I'm getting the dog out of the room before she starts playing.
Okay.
But I Lee being voluntold to be mayor is like incredible.
Yeah.
But I love the fact that Maisie like didn't give Mike a chance to tell her.
Yeah.
And of course, we see Henry coming around more and everything. There's just so much good stuff in this episode.
Yeah, I agree. Well, why don't we get into the episode and start with the Canfields, Coulters, and Mike and May. The Canfields. I loved their storyline in this episode.
Yes. What do you think we're gonna see with Jacob?
Well, I have no clue, but Teresa, in our review, which I have yet to post, but I'm going to try to post it tonight, she brought up an interesting theory that might be maybe Joseph is a pastor. And she said, what if Jacob maybe doesn't believe, like isn't a believer, and that kind of caused the rift?
Maybe, I don't know, because it seems like Joseph has no idea what happened. Like, it doesn't seem like there was a patient or anything, so I don't know like what it could have been. But who do you think will play Jacob? Do we have any idea?
We do. It's already been. It's Deron Bell, who was the guy that was helping fix Peter and Avery's house in the Wedding Veil Expectations.
Oh my gosh, that is so awesome. I love that.
I think I pronounced his name right. Deron Bell. He's been in a lot of other stuff too.
Yeah, I am the absolute worst at pronunciation, so you're all good.
Yeah, he's great. I'm excited to see him in Hope Valley.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love the fact that Joseph didn't like get onto the kids too much. Like they knew they overstepped and he didn't feel the need to.
I love how he didn't get angry. I love how he kind of reached out for their hands.
Yeah.
I love the second he walked in the door, he knew. Yeah. He's like, okay, spill it. What's going on?
Exactly. Yeah. But I loved Elizabeth with the Canfield children and with Allie. Their little conversation in the school where she's like, I think you already know what the answer is. Like, I love that we're getting to see more of the teacher side of Elizabeth than I feel like we've seen in several seasons, and I love it.
Yeah, me too. Also, I can't remember if we've brought this up before on this podcast, but I know Teresa and I have. I feel like everything with Angela and Cooper wanting to help mend things with their dad and Jacob is inspiring Allie to reach out to her dad. Her birth father, Dylan. Yeah.
Very good point. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't thought about that, but that is a very good point. I am curious to see how that plays out because obviously we know
it's not going to end well.
Yeah, Dylan is not a good person and this is not what needs to happen and whatever. But okay. On that topic, this is something that Morgan and I had discussed. I don't know if we did it on this. I think it was just like via phone call or whatever. The little previous snippet where Elizabeth is jumping up on the back of the horse behind.
Yep.
First of all, that like takes me right back to season 2 with Jack teaching Elizabeth how to ride. Yeah. But I didn't notice because we were like, it seems like a very serious moment in that. And then I got to watching that little like where it just keeps playing over and over.
I don't think it's serious. Like
I got to watching it, like at first it looks that way, but the more you watch it, if you watch right as it's ending, you can see a slight smile on Elizabeth.
They look like They look like they're in a hurry to go somewhere, like get away from people.
Yeah. I mean, there might still be something serious going on or semi-serious. I don't know. But like you could see the little hint of a smile that I noticed the first time.
Well, okay, before we go back to the Canfields for a second, I'm calling it. I don't know if I sent this in our group chat, or I don't know if it's been talked about, but I'm calling it the horse ride is episode 7 because the shirt she's wearing on the horse ride is the same one, or it looks like it's the same exact one that she's wearing in the press photo from episode 7 in the church pew when Ned is looking at her and Joseph.
I gotcha. That is so cool. I cannot wait to see the rest of the season play out. Like after this episode and that door is finally open to like start moving forward with Nathan and Elizabeth, I am so excited for the rest of the season.
I'll probably say it again when we get to Nathan and Elizabeth, but I think now that they're out of the friend zone, it's about to go from 0 to 100 in a hot second.
Exactly.
I don't think it's going to go slow like we think.
Yeah, no, I don't know. It really can't go super slow for them to be together at the end of the season. Because we're already halfway through the season.
It's going to pick up.
Oh yeah. 110%.
Yeah. But back to Joseph and Minnie and Angela and Cooper for a second. One of my favorite scenes was Joseph and Minnie at the cafe and her talk with him about Jacob. And she said, there's nothing more precious than family. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Exactly. I love getting to see this family has just brought so much to Hope Valley.
Yeah.
And of course I love Viv Leacock.
Yes, me too.
In the Haley Dean movies or whatever, so that was kind of my introduction.
I miss Haley Dean and Fincher.
Oh yeah,
Fincher Garland.
I know. But I absolutely loved it when they brought him on, and I love the fact that he gets to play a dad to his actual children.
Kids. Yeah.
And like just everything about their whole dynamic is amazing, and I absolutely love it.
Yeah, I'm glad they're a part of the show.
Yeah.
And I'm also glad that the Coulters are a part of the show too. I hope Valley would not be the same without Lee and Rosemary. They only had one scene really together in this episode besides the town meeting scene, but that doesn't really count because it was with other people too.
Yeah.
But this is when Rosemary finds out he's mayor, and I love how when he walks in, he says that he has news, and she says, in the nick of time, I need a headline for tomorrow. And then
like, well, here's your headline, new mayor.
He promises he won't let it get in the way of family life, which I have a comment on that in a second. And then Rosemary's like, oh no, did we buy another saloon? And he's like, no, well, yes.
Like, well, it's kind of along that level, but yeah.
Okay, Lee, this is not going to give you more family time.
Oh, Lord. Married woman, I can attest to the fact that like you have to be very intentional about taking time, because you don't get time, you have to make time.
Yes.
So
yeah, I mean, I think he has good intentions, of course, and hopefully we'll be able to see more family scenes with them before 11 ends.
Yeah. Okay. While we're talking about the Coulters with you, that I called Morgan about one day and was talking to her about it. And now that Lee is mayor, it kind of makes a little bit more sense for this to be a possibility. I'm just going to run it past you. But you talked about in one of our most recent episodes, Pascal talking about Rosemary and like the paper, and that she kind of gets herself into some trouble at the end of the episode or whatever. Do you think she loses the paper getting in too deep with something, or even like this is one of these things, and this is totally stupid, it's just me brainstorming, but this is something that on the one hand, I don't think she would do. On the other hand, she's arrogant enough to do it if she makes like some stupid bet with
I don't know.
the guy that runs the Benson Hill newspaper.
Randall Rockwell.
Yeah, if she makes like some stupid bet with him or whatever, or with Lee now being mayor, if it turns into like a conflict of interest for her to have the paper or whatever.
That's a good question. I have no idea. But I know that she does get in danger because I think it was trying to remember who it was. It might have been Pascal in her after show interview maybe a week or two ago. I think it was after episode 3. She said that she gets in danger, like real danger. But I don't know. I feel like it's going to be with the shooter, maybe trying to investigate the shooter.
Yeah, maybe. I just wondered, like, that just kind of crossed my mind of like, could it have something to do with the paper, and does that get in trouble? Because they've got so much going on at this point. I feel like one of them is going to have to give, like one of their positions. I feel like it's going to have to give.
Yeah,
and I could be completely wrong. Like I said, that was just a brainstorming thing one day, and with Lee becoming mayor, and I was going to run that past you.
Yes, yeah. I'm glad that you asked. I have no clue. But I also loved when Lee said, I really want a shot at this. I think I can make a difference. And then Rosemary's support. And then her mentioning how she always thought she'd make a great political wife. That is so Rosemary.
Very much so.
If anyone, Rosemary. She's Dottie 2.0 in a good way.
110%. But have you? You have, because you shared it in the group chat. But the sneak peek for next week's episode, where she's like trying to come up with all these grand ideas. He's like, I was thinking a little simpler, but then she's like, okay, that just leaves us with the problem of your wardrobe. And he just starts cracking up. She's like, don't worry, I'll come up with a few things. He's like, you were serious? Like, Rosie, like,
I saw that. That was funny.
She's gonna try to have him in a tux. Like, come on.
Yep. But really though, first the dress shop and now the mayor. Dottie 2.0 in the best way.
Exactly. But yes, I Hope Valley would in no way be the same without Rosemary.
I love Lee and Rosemary. They're two of my favorites. And I love Kevin and Pascal too. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they're amazing. And Mike and May, they really only had one scene together besides the town meeting too. And it was after May was giving the acupressure massage to Maisie and did the face mask for her.
I love the fact that Maisie and May are getting to be friends.
Yeah, me too.
Or Mike get along.
Yes. Yeah, Maisie is a spitfire.
Yes, she is.
But she's great. And welcome Samantha Ferris to Hope Valley because she's done a great job.
Yes, she has.
Yeah.
Sorry. Again, I'm like totally taking you off topic every time.
It's okay.
My ADD brain keeps doing this to me. Okay. Ryan McFarlane posted something.
McPartlin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told you I'm terrible with names.
It's okay.
He posted something. Is he actually going to be in Wind Calls the Heart, or was he just filming on the Jamestown set?
I think he's filming an Amish movie there right now.
That's what I was thinking, but I was just curious, like I was a little confused as to what was going on there, but
I mean, definitely not season 11, because of course that's done, and season 12 hasn't even started filming yet. So
this is a good point. Good point.
Yeah. But that would be fun to see Ryan in Hope Valley.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
What would be better is if they called him Heath. That would be hilarious. And if he was teaching her how to make like a tomato pie or something like that. I don't know.
He could be the nice the actually nice Wade Barrett 2.0.
Exactly.
It doesn't hit on Elizabeth.
Exactly. Oh my god.
I love those scenes with Jack and Elizabeth and Wade in season 3. Like there was one, I think it was the episode, it was one of the ones when Jack was helping get Roy and Edith back together, and Wade was at Elizabeth Row house helping her put the nail in the step, and then Jack walks in and he's like, what are you doing here, buddy?
Exactly. Oh my word. But yeah, sorry, sidetrack. I was just trying to figure that out because I thought it was really cool that he was posting on it. So yeah.
Yes. I kind of wish Mike and they had more scenes together. They're just not, which is one reason why I love them, but this is one reason why I don't think they're getting married this season. We have not had enough.
It would be more of a major storyline.
Yeah. But I love them. We just need more backstory with them before they're ready, and more deep conversations before they are even ready to take that step.
Is it next episode that she does like the big dinner?
It's this week.
Yeah. I'm excited. Yeah. She's gorgeous.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, she's beautiful. Lucas and the investigation. We finally got somewhat new info.
Happy
Bill and Rosemary and Nathan in the Mountie office. And we did see part of this in one of the promos from Super Channel, like way early on. But when they come in and Nathan's, doing something, he has his back turned to him, and Bill says, Nathan, we have news or something. And Nathan's just like totally not thrilled. He's like, you let Rosemary see the case file?
We're a team. Yes, we are.
We are. But the medical report of the angle of the wound in Lucas's leg states that he had to be inches from the shooting, or from the shooter. Sorry, that's what I mean. And the only way that could happen is if Lucas and the shooter struggled for the gun, and then it went off in a downward trajectory. If the shooter was that close, Lucas would have had to have seen him, but he still doesn't remember.
Yeah. But at least he's getting some memory back, so that is a very good thing.
Yes, he is. And why don't we talk about that scene?
Oh, that was very well done.
Bill and Rosemary and Lucas. Yeah. And of course, Bill and Rosemary are concerned. Lucas is still convinced it's Pike, and he says if anyone else was involved, they've had 5 months to finish the job. And I do like how he appreciated the concern from them, but I do wish he would take it more seriously.
Yeah, I think he's more frustrated because he doesn't remember, and he's wanting to move forward with these other projects and just like try to forget that.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't remember anyway. And then he's frustrated that this big project that he's wanting to. Although I will say one thing I greatly appreciated in this episode was that he was mentioning other projects in other areas, because that was one thing that was bothering me, was that he was governor and it was like he was just focusing on Hope Valley, and I'm like, not looking good. Like I didn't like it just wasn't coming across as the governor that I was expecting Lucas to be. And so I really appreciated the fact that he mentioned specific other projects to kind of go, okay, so he is working on this, this, and this. He's just like trying to negotiate this specific one. Opal's drawing.
That was amazing.
I love how Lucas was like, wow, this is better than I pictured it.
Yeah. And before we get to the resort, I have to say the flashback, that was brilliant camera work.
Very well done. Very, very well done.
Yeah. I tried to go back. I actually got that scene, screen recorded and saved. Let me start that over. I actually got it saved, and I was trying to find out or see who the shooter was, like look at their face, but I couldn't.
Yeah, I had to admit I was trying to do a little bit of sleuthing on that myself. I couldn't figure it out either.
Nope. Yeah. I think it was Elizabeth Stewart. She mentioned in Heart to Hearties, maybe, that we have not seen who the shooter is. So that rules out Montague. That rules out Jeanette.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was obviously a man, so we know it wasn't Jeanette.
No, it wasn't Jeanette. No, of course
Yeah,
not.
but and to me it looked like an older man. Just from a little bit I could tell, and I could be totally wrong, but to me it looked like an older
I have
man.
no clue. It could be Pike, but I feel like that's too easy.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's either the only other people I'm coming up with that we haven't seen this season are Amos Dixon and the guy from season 10 that was like Montague's right-hand man
I know who you're talking about. I can't think of his name though.
that told Elizabeth, hey, it's not safe for you here, man. You need to leave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It might be somebody we have not seen at all. So who knows?
Yeah. I'm looking forward to figuring out
Mm-hmm.
who it is.
Yeah.
But on to the resort, the scene with Lucas and Henry, the first one when they're in the backyard, or I guess the back of Abigail's, and planting the hazelnut trees.
Mm-hmm.
I think Lucas's heart was in the right place. Like, I think he has good intentions. And I do love that he said Hope Valley is his hometown, but it's not really good for a politician to have favoritism for like one town.
I was glad it got mentioned that he was working on other projects as well, not just that one.
Yes. And Henry is definitely turning over a new leaf because he declines. He doesn't want to get involved and he wants to take another road, which I love that.
Yeah. I love that you said he's turning over a new leaf as he's working on the trees.
I didn't even realize I did that.
That was really oh my word.
I didn't even realize I did that.
My brain, like nobody else probably thought anything of it. My brain just goes there.
Oh,
my word. I loved also the conversation that we got while we were talking about Henry. I love the conversation that we got between Henry and Joseph. As well.
Yeah.
I just want peace.
Yeah, that was a good scene too. Although I don't think, okay, so I think also Joseph's heart was in the right place, but I don't think that it was maybe the best advice, if that makes sense. Because to Henry, like what business is to Henry, like getting into business is like an alcoholic. Does that make sense? Like from his past. That's what Teresa was saying on our review.
Yeah, I get it. I also love though when Lucas and Bill and Lee are all standing at the bar having this conversation, and Henry's just like, they're like, sounds like you might have an idea, and he's like, maybe, you know, whatever. It's like, oh, come on. Like, yeah.
Although
I loved Henry in that scene.
Yeah, that was good. Although I think this is just me being nitpicky. I feel like they didn't necessarily need that scene because a lot of the resort stuff was repetitive in this episode, which I think is why I wasn't a huge fan of the resort storyline in this episode. I think that they could have had another scene with Nathan and Elizabeth, or they could have extended the one at the end a little bit and taken out that part.
Do you think that the resort will ever end up getting built? I'm with you.
It's not happening because one, Jamestown cannot build another building.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't think that they can build another building. At least that I'm aware of. And then 2, I feel like, well, also 2, it would probably drastically change the show, like the feel of the show, if that makes sense. Maybe too much. And then 3, I feel like the writers are purposefully making it where the resort is not going to work out, so that I'm not saying I want Lucas to fail, because I don't, but I think that they're doing this on purpose so that he can have a failure and learn to, recover from that. Yeah, overcome it.
Well, and just to show that just because you want something doesn't mean it's what's supposed to happen, or, no matter how you want it, you can't force something when it's not right.
Yeah.
Out of like their relationship.
Yeah. I don't want him to fail as governor, because I think he's doing a great job as governor, but
yeah, absolutely.
I think that they're purposefully doing that. So
I guess I just kind of feel like I just kind of feel like he's putting too many eggs in one basket for it.
Yeah. Yes. And I don't think the town merger is going to work out either, because that would drastically change the show.
Absolutely. When they mentioned that, I'm like, what the heck? Like that makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. How is this supposed to help?
Yeah.
And what would the name of the town be?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And before we get to
Lucas is so insistent upon, Hope Valley being his hometown and whatever. So he's just expecting Benson Hills to become Hope Valley. They're not going to stand for that. People of Hope Valley aren't going to want to change their name, whatever. Like, expecting this to work, it's not going to.
Yeah, exactly. And before we get to the town meeting, I just have to briefly mention Mike, Lee, and Maisie's meeting when they're reading all the list of demands from Benson Hills. We have Hope Valley building, Benson Hills, a new train station, a railroad extension, a town dump, a band shell, a baseball diamond, and a new transportation system with 10 passenger buses, which will carry the tourists to the resort. Okay. The transportation, yes. The baseball diamond, no.
Yeah, no.
Like what? And what is a band shell?
I have no idea. I have no freaking clue.
Let us know in the comments, everyone.
Some of that stuff, like I realize, and Maisie even said this, that she's just trying to be unrealistic, so they give up instead of saying flat out that she doesn't want it, but because she doesn't have her constituent support for that. But like, that is absolutely ridiculous. Like Benson Hill would be getting extra business and stuff from this, so they should be willing to help create it, not just expect to get everything. It's ridiculous, which I really trying to be, but yeah.
I think I'm with Maisie on this. Like, I think I would vote with her because she does have a good point about some of the stuff that she is saying.
Yeah,
like the resort could definitely bring in people that don't need to be in Hope Valley.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
And you're talking about the town meeting, but wasn't Nathan and Elizabeth's first conversation? That was right before the town meeting.
No, it was right before that. Yeah, but I wanted to mention the town meeting specifically because of the town merger, and that means that they'll be a part of the school board again, or the school district, the Valley School District again. And it's very subtle, but when they're talking about all this, I think it's right after Ned says, oh, if it's going to mess with Elizabeth School, no. You can see Nathan kind of step forward in protective mode. And I loved that.
Yeah. The fact that she turns around and looks at him.
I loved that too.
That. And that's when Lucas, I feel like, really sees the connection between them, because it's after that we get the conversation between Elizabeth and Lucas.
Yeah.
Where he tells her to step in with both feet. But yeah.
Yeah.
I love the fact that the entire town's like, okay, yeah, if it gets to the resort, blah blah blah, and then they're like, oh wait, it's isn't good for Elizabeth. We're not going to do it. Like I love the fact that the town has accepted her that much and has that much respect for her. That if it was not for her, if she didn't feel like it was good for the children, then they would not do it.
Yeah, what I love about Elizabeth's look back to Nathan and his smile, kind of basically saying that she has his strength and his support on this. Like he knows that she doesn't really want this, but that she also doesn't want to see Lucas fail.
Yeah. I love the fact though that she asks Lucas, like, do you believe in this much? Because she believes in him. It's not that she believes in the project that much, it's that she believes in him that much.
Yeah.
And I love that we still see that support from her.
Yeah. And I really loved Lucas in this episode, especially regarding Nathan and Elizabeth. Like I loved that scene with Lucas and Elizabeth at the end.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
About jumping in with both feet.
It was so sweet. I loved it. And honestly, I don't think she would have necessarily had the courage to go say what she said to Nathan if he had not done that. I think he kind of released her in a sense right there where she knew she didn't have to worry about like breaking his heart by doing that or whatever, or rubbing salt in a wound for a better wording there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the fact that Nathan apologized to her for, just how off he had been and whatever, and let her know, I thought you and Lucas had something going on. And she's like,
immediately.
Yeah, she's like, no, we're just friends. He's like, I know that now, but,
Yeah.
what am I to you?
Yes.
Are we just friends? And go there, man.
Okay.
Go there.
Why don't we just go into Nathan and Elizabeth because we talked about everything else? Let's just go into that scene and we can go back to other stuff later. The lip stare.
Yes.
Okay. I was on the Suspenders Unbuttoned Thirsty Threads last night. And if I remember correctly, it was a trivia question that Catherine came up with at the end. And this trivia question was, how long was the lip stare?
Oh, my word.
I think it was like 13 or 14 seconds, maybe.
Oh, it was eternity. Okay. I can say it took me back to the day after Jeremy kissed me for the first time. We went out to eat and like met him there or something, like after work or something. And I was sitting in my car and he was just like propped up against my car. He was like, every time I look at you, this song goes through my head. And I'm like, what's that? And he grinned, and it was a song, Are You Gonna Kiss Me or Not? So like that is and then he kissed me again. But like that is like the song that went through my head watching the two of them. Was just like, just kiss already.
I should have made an edit with that song. That's the song I should have used. Not the one that I did.
Hey, it'll still come up. Like there's still plenty of time, more scenes to come. It's absolutely
if that was before they actually kissed, imagine what it's going to be like when they do kiss this season. They're gonna burn the town down.
I know. Forget the bridge. They're gonna burn their whole town. No, like, oh my gosh. We have already established that Kevin is like one of Hallmark's best kissers. So yeah, we already know what fire chemistry the two of them have without that. Like,
Aaron did say it was fiery.
Exactly. Exactly. Oh my word. So
they can burn the town down.
Yeah.
With their first kiss.
I love the fact that we get that conversation. Obviously, I wish it hadn't gotten interrupted, but it's TV.
Okay. Henry interrupting was not on my bingo card.
Yep. I would not have thought that.
Especially after season 10, and he was the one that...
Of course, he didn't know the context of the conversation going on, but still, if he had, I doubt he would have interrupted. But Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, I have like a totally random question here about Elizabeth. Why is she
Okay.
always carrying a basket?
Maybe for her
Every,
school books.
but
Maybe
then like we see at the beginning of or in a sneak peek for next episode that she's just carrying her books.
I don't know.
And like in the middle of the day when she leaves the schoolhouse to, everybody's at recess or whatever, she's carrying a basket. It's like she's carrying her lunch around with her every freaking where she goes instead of just leaving it somewhere. I'm like,
I
it's
don't
like
know. That's a
it's
good
like this is
question.
her purse or something, but then give her a purse instead of a basket. Why does she have a basket with her every single scene?
I don't know. That's a good question.
But that is really starting to bug me, and I don't know why. Not a
I don't
bad
know.
that was there, but the basket is really starting to get to me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind the basket, but it is interesting.
Yeah, it just seems unnecessary
Yeah, I know
for
what you
her to
mean.
have it in every single scene. Like for her to have it sometimes, yes. When every single scene and every single place she goes, she has
Mhm.
that basket. It's like, why?
Yeah.
I just want to know why. I just want to
Yes.
know the reason behind it. So anyway,
Yeah.
sorry, that is completely random, but it's something I noticed in this episode, and I'm like, makes no sense to me.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. Nathan and Allie before school. That was a sweet scene. And that was what started the episode.
Yeah. Yeah. I love how she looks out for him.
Me too. Yeah. Of
So
course, in this moment, Nathan is still a little unsure, but I
I
think
love
he
how he tells
knows.
her there's nothing for her to be worried about.
Yeah, there's nothing to be worried about because a lot has changed since season 8.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah. And of course, Nathan sees the interaction with Elizabeth and Lucas in town,
Mm-hmm.
and they were not engaged, Jeanette and Lucas. They just talked about it.
Sorry, allergies. But yeah, I thought that was very interesting that basically she was exaggerating that fact.
Mhm.
I love how Lucas made a point to let Nathan know that didn't even phase her. So like she
Mhm. Yeah, that was a good
yeah,
scene too
I
with
love
Nathan
their
and Lucas.
conversation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And let's see.
Anna,
Oh, yeah,
wait,
yeah.
just that.
Before that, I just have to briefly mention Elizabeth bringing Scout the bone. And Nathan is like totally standoffish.
Yes. My
Although
words.
I do kind of like that Elizabeth was offended because it made her think.
Yeah.
But Anna, yes, I'm glad that she's back in Hope Valley.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that is one of our season 1 OGs. And I'm so glad that she came back and just so sweet to see that reunion. I am very interested to see, is it next episode when
It's
Higgins
this one.
yeah, this next episode that airs
Yeah.
um will have Higgins in it, and I'm a little concerned for Anna in this, not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
Yeah, we
Like
can definitely talk about it in a little bit, but yeah.
mhm. Yeah. But I love the fact and how excited she got when Elizabeth let her ring the bell to dismiss
Ring
the
the
class.
bell.
And yeah.
And can we talk about the fact that they have a cow, not a cow. They have the school bell, but they're still ringing the
The
cowbell.
cowbell that Jack gave her. I know. Oh my word.
I
Yeah.
love that they haven't given that away. I think I did see a couple years ago they were supposed to be giving that away, for a giveaway, but I don't think they ever did it.
Oh, I love that though. Like that would have been so sad.
I know when I saw that they were giving that away, I was like, no, you can't give away Jack's cowbell.
I know. Maybe they had enough people kick up a fuss about it that they were like, oh, we better not do that.
Maybe.
I mean, it's quite possible that they listen to us. People don't think they do. They really do.
Yeah. And Elizabeth and Anna's talk on the steps of the school when Anna says, I hope so. And Elizabeth says, I know so. It kind of reminded me of Nathan and Elizabeth's talk on the porch when they said the same thing. Just kind of a fun parallel.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it as well. And of course, like Elizabeth looking off in the distance at Nathan riding away. How many times did she do that with Jack? Like, she did that multiple times of like turning around, watching him from the school steps.
Yeah.
Whatever. So yeah.
Yeah. And Angie made her reel on the parallel I just mentioned, which was really good.
Yeah.
So
another thing that I have noticed has like several other people noticed this as well, and I know put it in the group chat, and I never ended up posting the edit that you did for me. But okay. I knew in that last scene, I was like,
I did too. I was like, where have I seen that shirt?
Yeah, I was like, I don't like. It's not terrible on him, but I just like, you always see Nathan, if he's not in search, he's in like blues and browns and whatever. And I'm like, those are his colors. I'm like, where did the pink shirt come from? And I'm like trying to figure it out. Why does this seem so familiar? And then it finally dawned on me, and I text our group chat, and I'm like, I know who this makes me think of. And I said,
Nathan is channeling Charles Ingalls, Paul.
Which is so awesome, considering the fact that Michael Landon Jr. is the
co-creator of the show.
Exactly. So, but then like we have seen like since then that several other people have made that same connection as well. But
not it was not the first time we got shirtless Nathan, and now we're getting the pink shirt.
Exactly. But yeah, I was like,
Charles Ingalls.
I would be proud. I can see Michael Landon's little smirk right now. Like, I always loved, my favorite thing about Michael Landon was always when he was like trying not to laugh.
Yes, I love that.
The smile, the way his whole face would move, and like you could see he is choking down a laugh and whatever. I love that.
Yeah,
picturing in my mind of him watching Nathan and Elizabeth right there is just that.
Yeah,
I'll be proud.
Nathan is in his Charles Ingalls era, and I couldn't love it more. Michael Landon is an icon.
Exactly. Yeah.
And just the fact that his son is the co-creator of this show.
I know. It's so awesome.
When Calls the Heart is the Little House on the Prairie of our generation.
It is. It really is. Like, legit. It really is.
Literally. But before we get into the last scene, we have to talk about Elizabeth and Rosemary's conversation.
Yes.
Because that was good. Elizabeth says, looking back, there was love, just not. And then Rosemary, the love you had with Jack. Elizabeth, or that you have with Lee. Is it asking too much to want that kind of love again? No, it's written in the stars. I know it is just waiting for you. I'm just not sure the stars always have it right. And then, she mentions how it's sometimes hard to know what's going on in other people's minds and hearts. And Rosemary says minds and hearts don't always agree. And of course, she's talking about Nathan because she's upset that he's avoiding her.
Yeah. I love the fact that Elizabeth, like, it's always give her a cookie. Like, she's a child, in a sense. It's like, slump down in the chair, give her a cookie, she'll be fine. Like, I love that we still see that side of her. Yeah. Like, it's so adorable.
And I do love how she mentioned that there was love with Lucas, because there was. I mean, you don't
get was never a question of that.
You don't get in a serious relationship like that if there isn't at least some love. And I do love that Jack was mentioned too. I think that was needed.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
yeah, I got to thinking one day, I was like, and I called Morgan about this one as well. But that at the end of season 8, as she's like walking to the Mountie office to talk to Nathan, that it says that some people come into your life for a season, others for a reason, and others for a lifetime. So Jack was her season. Lucas was her reason to open her heart again. And Nathan is her lifetime.
Yeah, okay. So this is how I see it. I can see it that way, as Jack is her season, Lucas is her reason, and Nathan is her lifetime. But I can also see it as Jack is her reason because he gave her her son. Lucas is her season. And then Nathan, of course, is her lifetime. Nathan is always going to be her lifetime.
Yeah. I just saw it that way because like they all went in order. Like
yeah. I know what you mean.
The reason and the lifetime, and then like the different relationships in order.
Yeah.
Like that. But yeah. Oh, I told Bella today that when Calls of Heart got renewed for a season 12, and she went, "It's not Australian coming back." I'm like, no. She's like, disappointment.
I wish, but
I know.
Okay, this is my thought. I love Jack as much as I miss Jack. I wouldn't trade what we have now. Like I wouldn't change that. I'm so glad we're getting Nathan and Elizabeth now.
110%. Yeah.
But I will always love and miss Jack.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Dan, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't wait to see their Christmas movie come out.
Yes, me too. But one more thing to say about the Elizabeth and Rosemary scene. I feel like, well, I think Elizabeth is pretty much mostly like out of her fear. Like the fear is pretty much non-existent almost. I mean, I'm sure that there's still a slight percentage of lingering fear, but
I feel like it's more frustration than fear at this point because she doesn't know where she...
Yes, that's what I think too. But the fact that she pretty much stated that Nathan is her great love. I loved that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes. And the last scene.
Allie, I have homework. Words were so simple, but they said so much. Was she's just like, friends don't look at friends this way. Good night. And turns around and walks off. Didn't have to say anything else.
That right there, that line, the triangle is dead with that line right there.
110%.
The triangle is dead and gone. No more triangle, Team Lucas. Sorry, not sorry. Hold me back. Okay, I'm not saying this to be mean to any Team Lucas, but the triangle is dead. It is gone. It is over.
100%.
No going back.
But yeah, to say I squealed in that scene, like I was like, my dog looked at me like, what? Like she was laying on the couch with me. She just looked at me like, what is your problem? But yeah, I was so excited with that, and I cannot wait to see this move forward. Like, how are we going to move forward with this now that they know? Now we're going to have the awkwardness of, okay, now how do we move forward with it? You know, like, because Nathan's never really had been in a serious relationship before. So
no,
to watch him learn to navigate a relationship. I mean, early in last season, he was like, maybe I should be through with love, you know, whatever. So to watch him navigate this is going to be really, really adorable, I think, to watch him.
Elizabeth took him out of the friend zone.
Love it.
I'm so excited. And that now that they're out of the friend zone, I said this earlier, it's going to go from 0 to 100 in a hot second.
Why did my brain start singing Zero to Hero in No Time Flat?
I know that there's some skeptibility. I don't even know if that's a word. Like, I know that some people are skeptical that it's that the kiss is not going to happen until like 11 or 12, which I can understand because of the past, but there's no way they're waiting until episode 11 to kiss.
Yeah, I don't see it. I'm still debating whether I think it's going to be her kiss him or him kiss her.
I think it's going to be her kissing him, because in the ET interview with Kevin, you know,
he said Nathan gets a
kiss.
This is true. I keep forgetting that. There's that side of me that is like so sure it's going to be her, and then that side of me that just goes, okay, are they going to surprise us? You know, but yeah, I forgot about that.
I want, for their first kiss, I want a Shane and Oliver in Higher Ground type of first kiss. Although it's Elizabeth pulling Nathan in instead of Oliver pulling Shane in.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh my word.
I can't. It's about to go from 0 to 100 in a hot second.
Absolutely.
I'm banking on episode 7 or 8.
Yeah.
For their first kiss. And I think that their first kiss is going to be at the same time as their first I love you. And here's why I think it's going to be episode 7 or 8. I don't know if you saw it in my group chat earlier today, or in our group chat.
Okay.
That's when Tom comes in. And in Elizabeth Stewart's interview with Sarah and Julie, hi, if you're listening, we love y'all. Elizabeth mentioned that Tom is going to be basically living in Jack's shadow. And I think too, that could be Nathan living in Jack's shadow. Tom is, of course, Jack's brother. Like family, like little brother. And Jack and Nathan are brothers in the Mounties. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And episode 8 is Brother's Keeper. That's the title of the episode. Or My Brother's Keeper or something like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, also in Kevin's after show interview from episode 2, or after episode 2, he did say that everything from season 8, like why everything went down the way it did in season 8, is going to be addressed. And I think it's going to be in the Tom episodes.
Am I the only one who feels like it's going to need to be Elizabeth to say I love you first this time?
I think it will. I feel like it will. And I think Lindsay is going to fix that scene Jack and you line in one of those episodes.
Oh man, that line made me so mad. Because that like smeared Jack. Like that line made me so mad.
It smeared both of them.
It did. It really did. And that, oh my gosh. That was what we said that from the start. It wasn't that she picked Lucas that made us so mad. It was how it was handled that made us so mad.
But that I think it would be a fair guess to say the seeing Jack and you line and the I'm not in love with you line is going to be in episode 7 or 8 when everything with Tom and Jack come back up.
Yeah, I cannot wait to see Tom again. And obviously we know we're getting some scenes with him and Fate.
Yes, I'm excited about that.
So I'm really excited to see that. But yeah, I'm so excited. I really want some scenes with Tom and little Jack.
Yeah.
Together and
I feel like we will. I'm excited to see the scene at Jack's grave.
Oh, same.
I think, according to Elizabeth Stewart, it's going to be Jack's birthday, which is why Tom has the balloons.
Yeah. Which is Funny that they did Nathan's birthday and Jack's birthday all in the same season.
Yeah. Not in a bad way. Not in a bad way.
Yeah,
Just
no, it's not a bad thing. It's just interesting because we've never heard anything about Nathan's birthday or Jack's birthday or anything like that. So it's interesting they did that all in the same season. So.
Yeah. I think it'll be good. Episode 6. We already talked about it. Thomas Higgins is back.
No comment.
Come back, Thomas Higgins.
Yeah.
And
because we all know what happened with Higgins when Elizabeth first started.
It's a completely different actor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of bummed a little bit about that. I mean, I'm sure that the one that's playing him this week will do a great job, but Jason McKinnon did a fantastic job as Higgins in season 4.
Yeah. But yeah, I love that we're going to get to see Nathan in a very protective mode for Elizabeth, and that Elizabeth is going to once again be fighting for her kids, even though her kid is in teacher's college. She's like, I need to make sure he never hurts anyone again.
That few second clip of Nathan looking at Elizabeth melt my heart. Kevin McGarry,
that man acts so much with his eyes.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see, like, nobody messes with his Elizabeth.
Oh yeah, no.
Some people I've seen want Nathan to go all Dylan Parks on Higgins. I don't think it's gonna happen that way, but
yeah. Well, yeah, no.
No. I think, like, if Higgins tries to, like, make any physical contact with Elizabeth, like, tries to, touch her arm or something like that, I think Nathan will, like, step in between the two of them and be like, no, you take one more step, buddy, and you're done. Like, I think somebody posted a reel. It was yesterday. It might have been take WCTH with me. So, like, I'm sure you know the account. I think they were the one that made the reel. And it had the audio, like, at the end when Nathan tells Dylan, get out of my town. Somebody commented and said they'd love to see instead Nathan say, get away from my girl.
Exactly.
Like, you take one more step, buddy, and you're through.
I cannot wait to watch the two of these together. Like, they are going to be such fire. Like, we have been saying it from the beginning. They have so much chemistry together, and they've never even been in a relationship on this show. So I am crazy excited to see them get to reach full potential. Yes. 100%.
Yeah.
100%. They're going to break the freaking internet.
I will say, I think that they're going to have some very deep conversations about this. This is a very heavy episode, according to Elizabeth Stewart. And what was I going to say? I lost my train of thought. Nathan is not going to be happy when he hears the story.
Oh yeah,
at all. I mean, that photo of him and Elizabeth sitting in the pew, he looks like he's going to kill someone.
Scary teacher face.
Not literally, but he looks like he's going to, like. And even the one that was released yesterday from Parade, where they're standing behind her desk. Like, nobody messed with her. You mess with her, you mess with me.
I love it. I love it. We're geeking out over this so bad.
This is the most excited I've been since Jack was on the show. I'm not even kidding.
I know.
The fact we're actually getting this now.
I know. It's so exciting. So exciting.
I remember the wedding for Jack and Elizabeth, like when that preview came out after. So, like, after episode 4 aired, and they were showing the preview for the wedding episode, I was geeking out just like this. I'm not even kidding.
Exactly. I mean, we've been waiting on this for like as long as we waited on their wedding. So, and so yeah, we've been waiting for it the exact same amount of time.
Yeah, and just briefly, I wanted to mention a few more points from Allie Devereaux's interview with Sarah and Julie and Elizabeth Stewart's. So for Allie, when she was asked about season 11, these are just a couple of things she said. Expect the unexpected, lots of surprises. And then the wedding, she said, unlike anything we've seen before. Can you say elopement? Never been done on the show before.
This is true. And does episode 11 that says that they take a leap of faith?
That does not, taking a leap of faith does not sound like, oh, we're going to start dating now.
Yeah, no.
Or have their first kiss.
Both feet.
or have their first kiss. That does not sound like taking a leap.
Yeah.
And also, it would throw back or call back to Rosemary and Elizabeth's talk at the very beginning in episode 1, when Rosemary's like, "You ready to take the plunge?" And Elizabeth's like, "Yes," but she thought she was talking about Nathan.
Well, isn't it the finale that's called Anything for Love? Isn't that the name of the episode?
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
For episode 12. So like it's I can't wait. Anyway, sorry, back to the next.
No, it's okay. And then seeing people we wouldn't expect. And then a lot more stories to tell past this season, which we know we're getting to season 12 now. And I think they even said, love stories don't end at a wedding, which is true. Seeing people we wouldn't expect. Now, I don't know how likely this is, but I saw a post, I think Morgan sent it in our group chat the other day, maybe day before yesterday. It was something about the mention of like Cape Fullerton and the port, and like how Elizabeth's dad, William, was a big shipping tycoon, or is a big shipping tycoon in Cape Fullerton. What if William makes an appearance? Because she said, expect people we will see people we won't expect.
Maybe.
I mean, it might be a long shot, but
yeah, there's no telling. I am very curious to see what all they pull out this season.
Yeah, me too. And then Elizabeth Stewart's interview, Allie was brought in as Nathan's niece, now daughter, so he could cross paths with Elizabeth, like just so there would be a way for them to cross paths. And then I think it was in Heart to Hearties that Elizabeth Stewart was talking about how Nathan and Elizabeth were always meant to be together, kind of like a destiny thing. And this has been talked about. I've seen this a lot on social media lately, and it's been in a couple of fanfics. I know that Cinda has it in one of her fanfics. What if, so episode 12 says they exchange
secrets.
Well, I think it's vows, but I also think that they could be sharing stuff too with each other that aren't just vows. What if one of Nathan's secrets is that he was the one that was originally supposed to be in Cold Valley instead of Jack? The timing would line up because of Colleen and Allie's age, and it would fit the whole destiny thing.
That would be very interesting.
Teen Jack, don't hate me because I love Jack.
Yeah, but no, that would be very interesting though.
Yeah. Because like right when Nathan came in, or Kevin, we had that scene where Nathan says, Allie is 10 going on 17. And I think he was, I think she was 4, I think, when Colleen died. So the timing.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. It would be very, very interesting to see that.
That would be a plot twist.
Most definitely.
Like what? Of course, I love Jack.
Oh yeah, I think
yeah, but yeah, I think it would make a great story.
Yeah, it would be very interesting to see kind of how all of that plays out.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think the rest of the season is gonna be good.
Oh, I know it is. Lindsay is pure gold for this show. Like this is the best this show has been in years. Absolutely years. And I'm absolutely loving it and so very grateful to her for redeeming this.
Thank you, Lindsay. Yeah.
So
and all the cast and crew.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And Brian
and on being renewed for a 12th season. Comparatively speaking, that rarely happens in the entertainment industry. So very huge congratulations to them on that.
Yes.
Is there anything else we want to discuss on this, or?
I think we're pretty much good. Yeah.
I think so. Well, guys, thank you again for tuning in to this. Hopefully next time it'll be all 3 of us again, but life happens. So we cannot wait to continue this with y'all. Again, remember to drop your thoughts in the comments. Get respectful. But we love hearing from y'all as well. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share to help us grow our podcast. And we will see y'all again next week. Bye, guys.
Bye. We love you.